Of radio station KHIP. The station was hit by an early morning fire today. The blaze broke out in a nearby home and quickly spread to the radio station. Today, KHIP air personalities were surveying damage.
But I have to admit, my very first concern, besides wondering if anyone was there and if everybody was all right, was my records. Are our records okay? And they look to be.
They were a little waterlogged, but salvageable all the same. The station remains off the air tonight, though, but Scott Kilgore, the owner of KMPG, has offered to donate equipment to get the station back on the air as soon as possible. Arson investigators from the state were on the scene today trying to determine what caused that blaze. Two grass fires.
Dead air, and that's what you'll find if you tune your FM radio dial to 93.5 tonight. Hollister's KHIP was nearly destroyed by fire during the night, and as News 11's Rob Flatibo reports, the station is off the air, but not for long.
The heart and soul of any music-oriented radio station is its record library. And to the relief of KHIP listeners and management, its 4,000 discs, most from personal, irreplaceable collections, survived. A little worse for wear and tear, perhaps, but they'll ride the airwaves another day.
After wondering if any human life was in jeopardy, we worried about the records. Everyone, what about the records? Because they're our personal collections that we have gathered over the last 10 years. And they're okay. If the records were burned, we would have given up. But they're not. They're still there.
The fire, of suspicious origin, gutted a vacant two-story house adjacent to the radio station, jumped next door and raced through a disc jockey's apartment upstairs from the studio. The flames were stopped there, but smoke and water damage took a toll nonetheless on the sensitive radio equipment below.
Mostly water damage. The upstairs structure was pretty much ruined, but down here we had a lot of water damage, although the fire department worked real fast, and they got these tarps all over the gear before they started dousing with water, so we can probably get everything out and save 65 to 75% of the gear.
This is KHIP, Hollister, Gilroy.
The station had only been on the air since late March. Its unique country rock bluesabilly format was nearly identical to that of the late KFAT radio of Gilroy, right down to many of its air personalities, all of whom were shocked when they heard the news this morning, but having lost their radio station once before, all are pretty thick-skinned and feel the third time's the charm.
Smell the whiskey, beer, and wine.
Down but not out, KHIP Radio expects to be back on the air within a week. 2 at the outside. In Hollister, Rob Flatibo, News 11.
Damage to the station and the adjoining building is estimated to be about $75,000.
Radio station KHIP is back on the air. The station was knocked off the air last week due to a fire, but they went back on the air last night at 8:40 in the makeshift station in Gilroy.
Oh, you can't imagine. It's great. We're just real excited to be back playing this music for everybody and being back on the air. We missed it for a week. It was really bad.
When KHIP took to the air a couple of months back, it reunited the disc jockeys and sounds of KFAT, a station that captured a cult following. KFAT changed its format and call letters a couple of years back. That sent the disc jockeys on their own separate ways until they got back together on KHIP. Earhart says they are still searching for a permanent site for the station, but for now, at least they are back on the air. And any radio person knows it. That's the big thing. You just want to be on the air.
Be on the air.
Excuse me, it used to be known as KFAT, which was a different kind of sound on FM radio, and it came from Hollister. Well, now the station is known as KHIP, and it's bouncing back from the latest tragedy in a truly unique style. News 11's John Crump has the story for us.
The sounds of KHIP radio roll out over southern Santa Clara County and the rest of the Bay Area from sunrise to sunrise, despite the fact the station studios were wiped out by a fire last month. Fortunately, KHIP's precious vinyl discs survived the flames.
We washed 800 records by hand, put them in new jackets. That was the second thing. First thing was human life, second thing was the record.
Everything salvaged to keep KHIP on the air is now in this 1950 Superior trailer sitting at a Gilroy truck stop.
Truck drivers have come and commented, and we have a CB and we talk to them. I've always had this fantasy about doing all-night radio for truck drivers anyway, so in a sense here we are. And for security reasons we've gone to 24 hours a day, which is nice too.
A microwave antenna beams the music to the Fremont Peak transmitter, allowing KHIP to barely skip a beat in delivering its special kind of communication.
People have tried to say, well, you're jinxed or you have such bad luck or whatever, but I don't look at it that way. I don't think very many people are fortunate enough to do what they really want to do in their jobs, in their work, and we're lucky that way.
Although the location for the trailer is donated, there is a price to be paid for this gift. There's dust and diesel fumes, especially in the morning when the stop is full of trucks warming up.
It is dirty here, and there are a lot of diesel fumes, which are not good for petroleum products that records are. And that's the only downside I can see right now is the dirt.
This trailer's cramped and it's a little bit time-worn, but the people who work here say it sure beats working in a sterile office. KHIP's supposed to have new studios within a month, and you can guarantee those will have their very own character. In Gilroy, John Crump, News 11.